We're off on Highland Trail, and they rerouted us to the old bike trail for the first couple kilometers because the other one, the regular Highland, is washed out for the first 3 kilometers or so. So, what is it, May 27th? May 26th, something like that. And we're here for 3 days. We're here at Mew Lake and just leaving. So Mike has a 23-pound pack. Nathan has a 30-pound pack, and I have a 33-pound pack, which is a little too much, but whatever. We're not ultra light yet. We'll get there. Anyway, here's a regular May portage trail, and we're now off the bike trail, so had to climb a really steep cliff. This little babbling brook here. Blue sign. Okay, now I'm getting tired. We're about 10 kilometers in. The rain's slowing down, so that's nice to see. Maybe we can take these rain jackets off, but not quite yet. This one's a steep one and really long, so we're about 3.5 hours in on Highland Trail from Highway 60. Went past Provoking maybe took an hour and a half, not long, and then we're traveling, well, we've been 3.5 hours, so we're up to maybe kilometer 12. And trails are kind of mucky in quite a few places, so trying to step out and not get too much engulfed in water. So that kind of puts us at about 3 kilometers an hour. So slows you down a little bit, but we're having fun. The rain stopped. That's good. So let's see if it holds that way. All right, we got, of the 15K, got about another 1 kilometer to go before we start running into campsites on Head Lake. So we're at our first campsite on Head Lake. It's the 3rd campsite along. That is a backpacking campsite. Not a bad little campsite. Has a nice view, nice rocks down there. Someone built an extra campfire. I don't know, it's not quite set up right, but we're getting a little bit rained on, so we had all our clothes on the line, but it's then it started raining again. Anyway, those chips good?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. We're just finishing dinner, and there's not that many places to put up a tent, so we had to put them pretty close to the fire. And this one's only for backpackers. There's no sign out. It's missing a sign out front, but saying it's a campsite, but someone ripped it down. Anyway, we're having fun.
I've had lots of training as a pyro too.
Got the fire going a little high, but Nathan likes it that way. Well, it's getting darker, getting later.
Should we put this under a tent tarp?
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
It's okay. Getting ready for bed.
All right, here's the last campsite. We started out on our second day. Here's the last campsite on head if you're going counterclockwise. So the first campsite if you're going clockwise has a few, one place kind of a little bit crooked up there for a campsite and one smaller place down here. It's pretty small, but it's not too bad. Campfire right by the water. All right, off we go. We're off to harness, and there is a lot of deadfall between the two. And here's a little creek, I guess, or pond, or whatever. Marshland. This bridge is pretty interesting. Definitely a little ramshackle. But it's pretty sturdy. Oh, 2011 they built it. Well, at least it's not too muddy today. It didn't rain as much. It only rained about 5 mil yesterday, so that's May weather for you. So very interesting find on the trail. We saw lots of moose scat, but now we've actually found what we think is owl scat, because they get out of the sun a little bit, Nathan. And there's bones and fur. Could be wolf, I guess, too, but I don't think so. Wolf don't do that.
No. It's definitely, the owls swallow everything whole, basically, other than like a few rips, and then they barf it out, so.
Right on.
It
Pretty
wouldn't
cool.
be brown like regular poop.
All right. And now we found different scat, like another 150 meters long. And it's gigantic. I don't know what it is, but it's not moose.
Bear.
So it's gotta be bear. Time for a break. We went 4K so far, so there aren't many lakes past harness here, so there's a portage at Canoeing campsite. We're getting the sun.
It's hot out.
We're just chowing down on our lunch.
Yeah. No.
Gorp. A little tea. Lots of sugar. And yellow raisins. Perfect lunch to give you lots of energy. A nice little river here. Halfway from harness to provoking. to Mosquito Creek. It's not too mosquito-y yet. Huh?
It's really nice.
Yeah. It is.
Smells kind of bad though.
Okay, take it off. Yeah. Well, we're in the middle part. About halfway there for today. Half of 16 kilometers. So 16 kilometers is a little more than I wanted to do. I think I'd be happy with about 13 at the most. But as it turns out, that's the way the course is. That's the way the loops are. So, okay, getting out of the boggy areas, so it's a little drier, a little slower going through the boggy areas, but when you're going through the boggy areas, like trail hiking sticks are, you especially need them to balance and get past all the watery parts without having to get your feet totally soaked. Of course, climbing hills and whatnot, that's where you need them as well for efficiencies. It helps like at least 30 or 40% of your energy. So fantastic to have them with you for a trail like this. All right, lots of downed trees and stuff. Just continuous working our way around these deadfall, jumping over them, and they're all crossing the trail. Beginning of the year, I guess. Haven't had a chance. Maybe someone comes along and clears them later. I don't know how well they maintain it since it's the first time we've been on the trail, on the Highland Trail. A lovely, nice evening. We're getting a nice sunny day. It's about 8 o'clock probably. And the sun is going down. Okay, so we're all packed up, ready to go. And we're off of Provoking Lake and back to the car today. So I took care of my blisters, my feet. We'll see how they survive the last, we're only going 7K today from Provoking Lake back to Me Lake. So, all right, well, it was fun. It's an experience for a new backpacker, me. We're heavy portagers. We do portaging everywhere, but backpacking I really haven't done too much. Here's a nice campsite. Second one, I think it's the second one on the west side. Fireplace up against the rock. Lots of rocks and flat land. Very nice. Right on the trail, kind of, but we're just walking the trail. So, not too shabby. Here's the Starling Lake lookout. Huh?
Lake of Two Rivers.
You can see Lake of Two Rivers too. But I think we gotta go a bit further in order to go to the end of the lookout. A little bit more. Trees are blossoming. It's spring. Spring's lots of lichens. Trees are blooming. Lookout sign. And there's a nice cliff to sit on and have lunch.
You're not sitting on that.
You're not sitting on that, are you?
That's insane. You can see like, okay, you could see like empty spots. Really weird. From logging, I guess. Dad, watch out.
Yeah.
There. I don't know if
That's the airfield. That's the Mew Lake airfield.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
See the path in the middle?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah. All right. That lookout was worth the climb. So. Okay. So what's the top 5 things that we suggest for backpacking? Nathan's laughing at me.
Yeah.
First one, hiking poles.
No.
Hiking poles.
Backpack.
A light backpack. Okay, light backpack is the first one. All right. So he says light backpack, which means that really we had backpacks. My brother had 5 pounds, and we had 30 and 33, which had 15 pounds of dehydrated food, gorp, some juice, snack bars for lunch, porridge. For dinner we had trail dinners, dehydrated trail dinners, and we brought ramen. We brought 7 ramen for 3 days. So Nathan likes to have 2 a day. He didn't actually have 2 a day, but he liked, he gets super hungry. He's 15, so, and I'm 53. My brother's 58, so we're getting up there. All right, so light backpack. If you go over 25, then you're not going as far of a distance, for sure. And second thing was water.
Yeah.
When we went 16K, we ran out of water at about the 10K, 11K mark.
We ran out of water with 6 kilometers left.
6 kilometers left without any water. That's not fun.
Yeah, and I didn't have the filter.
And staying hydrated is pretty difficult. We got to camp and we were desperate for water. We just set the gravity feed water filter going, and we couldn't get it fast enough.
We had to boil water.
And yeah, you can boil water, but gravity feed is much better. Third thing, hiking poles. If you don't have hiking poles, then you're basically going to get wet a lot, especially in May camping. Walking along the trail, you're going to end up in the water. There's a lot of water along the trail because water runs along the easiest path, and you basically end up with a lot of parts of the trail that are filled with water. And hiking poles allowed us to balance around that, so really we kept our boots 100% drier. We ran into 12 kids and 3 adults taking them backpacking, and they had to turn around. None of them had hiking poles, and they were wearing running shoes. and they got soaked and they had to turn around and leave. So that's, now also I have gloves on, helps you while you're using your poles to just protect your hands. Fourth thing, shoes.
Yeah,
Shoes that are comfortable. I have 4 or 5 blisters. I wore my Keen hiking boots, and although they're great, you know, you do end up with blisters. So how do you treat your blisters? Well, you know, the best thing is mole tape. Second best is Band-Aids and some form of tape. You got to bring some form of tape to tape up those spots, because today I'm walking with blisters, but I'm doing pretty well because they're not hurting near as much. I tape them up. And the last thing, anything else?
I think it was food.
Yeah, it was food, but
Yeah.
you know, that went along with the lighter backpack. So so anyway, I guess one more thing I could say is a bug jacket. Bug jacket's not just a bug hat, but a bug jacket. Mac sells them cheap, $15, $22 for a slightly better one. They really save you against a lot of annoyance with mosquitoes and black flies. Black flies are not really out yet, but yesterday when it was nice and hot, they came out in full force and they started bothering me a lot. I threw on my bug jacket and I felt 1,000 times better. So anyway, that's our hints for somebody new to it. Anyway, all right, check in later.
So we're at New Lake Falls, easily accessible from the car camping sites as well. Cool. Nice little falls. In the summer we used to sit underneath there and sit under the falls. It's a little warmer and a little less pressure. Oh, I should also say that when I was talking about the camp food, that was 15 pounds of food for 3 days. 3 days, 2 nights for just Nathan and I, so 2 people. So 7.5 pounds each. And then I also mentioned about how we needed more water. And we had 1 liter each. So 1 liter each wasn't quite enough. So probably 1.5 at least per person, which is, I know, a fair amount to carry. But anyway, next time we come, it'll be we'll bring 3 liters total for the 2 of us. Pretty cool waterfalls. Better look at it. That's the falls from the bridge across there. Anyway, fun to swim here in the summer. Now we're heading home. We just saw 2 moose, a mother and her 2nd-year calf. So unfortunately I wasn't quite fast enough to get it on film, but that's okay.